Hey guys, welcome to Unit 8 Lesson 3. Our topic today is implicit differentiation with the second derivative. So I hope the topic in itself tells you what you're going to be doing. You're going to find the first derivative and then you're going to take the derivative again. So it says determine dy over dx when this is the curve. So let's do this. This would be what? 8x minus 4y dy over dx equals 0. Solve for dy. It will be negative 4y dy over dx equals negative 8x. dy over dx is equal to 2x over y, right? The 4 goes into 8 2 times. So now what if we want to find the second derivative? So be very careful. This is how we write it: d squared y over dx squared. We don't write it like this. It's just a way, because then we are basically squaring it. It could have been misconstrued to this. So we don't write it like this. We write it as d squared y over dx squared, right? So here what we'll be doing, we'll be using our quotient rule. So now once you take the first derivative, you're going to take the derivative of that. So use the quotient rule and rewrite it like this, or same thing as writing y double prime. So the quotient rule is what? I'm just going to write it here: a prime b minus ab prime over b squared, where a is your numerator and b is your denominator. So it's going to be what? The derivative of the numerator is just 2y minus 2x times derivative of y, which is 1 times dy over dx, right? So all over y squared. So now here I just want to, can you substitute dy over dx? What is dy over dx? dy over dx is this thing, 2x over y. So I'm going to do that. So y double prime, or d squared y over dx squared, is equal to 2y minus, what would this be? 2x times 2x over y all over y squared. And you must simplify that. So this would be 2 over y, right, minus 4x squared over y cubed. So that's your final answer. So this is your second derivative. So let's get started with the examples. So it says we have already seen that sometimes it is necessary to find the second derivative for a given equation. So now that we know how to differentiate implicitly, let's see how to use this technique to find the second derivative. So we are going to be using finding the second derivative. So I'm going to try to find the first derivative on the left side of the paper and the second on the other, so not to confuse ourselves. So this would be what? 6x squared minus 6y dy over dx equals 0. Solve for dy. You will get what? Negative 6y dy over dx equals negative 6x squared. dy over dx is equal to x squared over y, right? So now I want to take the second derivative, which is what? d squared y over dx squared equals, now I'm going to again use the quotient rule here. So I'm going to rewrite it here again: a prime b minus ab prime over b squared, where a and b, a is your numerator, b is your denominator. So this is going to be 2xy minus x squared dy over dx, yes, all over y squared. Now you're going to replace, I'm going to make a note here, replace dy over dx. That's what you're going to be doing. So this is going to be 2xy minus x squared and then I have x squared over y all over y squared. So if I simplify that, what do I get? I get 2xy squared minus x to the fourth over y cube, right? So that's my second derivative. Let's try one more question. So here I'm going to be using again the implicit differentiation. So derivative of 1 is 0, so it's going to be negative, and I'm going to use my product rule. So it's going to be y plus x dy over dx equals 1 minus dy over dx. So in this case, you have dy over dx on the either side, so you're going to put them together. I'm going to distribute my negative. So I have negative y minus x dy over dx equals 1 minus dy over dx. Put them together on one side, so I get what? Dy over dx minus x, dy over dx, right? And I want to move this onto the other side, so I get what? 1 plus y. I want to solve for dy over dx. Can factor that out, and I'm left with 1 minus x, 1 plus y. So dy over dx is 1 plus y over 1 minus x. So that's what it is. So now I'm going to take the second derivative. I'm just going to change colors. So it's d squared y over dx squared. So this would be again quotient rule. My denominator is 1 minus x squared, and my numerator is going to be dy over dx, because the derivative of 1 is 0, derivative of y is 1, and then do the chain rule, and then you're left with 1 minus x minus 1 plus y times negative 1, right? So simplify, replace again. Replace this with, let's write this down. Replace this with dy over dx, which is down here. So what do I have? This is more algebra we're doing. Once you get the understanding what we have to do here, so it's 1 plus y over 1 minus x. And the 1 minus x, do you see that they'll cancel out? You can cancel over multiplication, not addition or subtraction, guys. So this would be plus y plus 1. I'll just leave that in parentheses. All over 1 minus x squared. This cancelled, so you're left with, this is basically 2 times 1 plus y over 1 minus x squared. So this is how you would do these questions or find the second derivative. Remember the tricky thing is to replace dy over dx. That's one thing you have to remember. So your final answer is in terms of x and y. So good luck with the remaining of the lesson, guys. Take care.